Hi, this is Mark Pubate. I know the name of this video is very outmoded and antiquated. I've been thinking for 2 weeks if I should make this video, but I work for a Mac store, and at their store, every day I still have to answer exactly the same question. When people come into the store and they ask me, Mark, what's the difference between the iPad mini and the iPad 4? And the reason that I decided to make this video because I think it's interesting. Let's say I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I practice law, I know everything about human anatomy. I bought this particular education material from medical school because I want to learn about human retina, how human eye works with retina display. I want to know everything about human eyes. Why is it buy this shit? That's why I purchased this shit. The problem is, let's say you want to know the difference between the iPad mini and the iPad 4, but you don't know who to ask. Go to the Apple store. The guy might want you to buy the iPad 4 because it's more expensive. You have no clue. You go to the Apple site, you got no idea, because sometimes Apple is trying to conceal something from you. So I'm going to tell you everything that I know right now, because as long as I gotta answer more than 20 times a day, exactly the same answer to those customers, I think this video is still worth to be watched. So, okay, let me get it straight. When we compare between the iPad 4 and the iPad mini, in terms of the processing speed, the processor of the iPad 4 is up to 4 times faster than the iPad mini. So when you play game, when you do movie editing, when you do photo editing, so the iPad 4 is really fast. Very fast. Much faster than the iPad mini. But for internet connectivity, they're almost identical. You don't need faster processor in order to just watch YouTube or read New York Times news. You don't need fast processor for that. What about those who never delete open app? Let's say you got tons of apps, millions of apps on your desktop, and you have never cleared any of this shit. So I would suggest you should buy the iPad 4, because the iPad 4 gets 1 GB of RAM, whereas the iPad mini has only 512 megabytes of RAM. And the iPad 4 gives you retina display, whereas the mini gives you, as I said millions of times, both on YouTube, including at the store, that the iPad mini is the most expensive 7-inch tablet in the world, but it gives you the lowest pixel density for the screen. Today, a good friend of mine came to the stores and he brought a Google Nexus 7-inch, and he showed me many games on that, including the Reptile GPs and everything. Play games, and he showed me the MKV high definition videos on that and everything. I gotta admit something, that in terms of hardwares right now, the iPad mini is pretty much the worst one on the market. But in terms of safety for customers, responsibility for environment, in terms of variety for applications, in terms of future and integration with other Apple products, this is Mark Pubate. I'm running to become the next Apple president. So, that's it. The iPad 4 is up to 4 times faster than the iPad mini. Got retina display, more RAM, more powerful, but bloody shit, is heavier, up to 2 times. It's heavier and is more expensive. And the battery drain very quick, and it's hotter. It has higher temperature. The iPad mini is really light. It's light. The battery life is wonderful. You can hold one hand. They both have exactly the same front cameras and back camera. I'm not going to talk about camera. So you gotta figure out between power and portability. And the iPad mini is cheaper. I said the same thing about 10,000 times during Christmas period at the store, that if you want to buy an iPad for yourself right now, you buy the iPad 4, want to buy it as a cheap present for probably Christmas party, lucky draws in your company, you buy the iPad mini. But if you want to buy the iPad mini for yourself, you gotta hold on and wait for the next version with Retina display. So the iPad 4 is up to 4 times faster, 4 times more pixel density for the screen, more RAM, but it's heavier, it's hot, it's more expensive, battery life sucks. What about the mini? The mini is light, it's cheap, it's unbelievable, it's portable, but the processor is really slow, and it doesn't have Retina display. It's the most expensive 7-inch tablet in the world right now. So the choice is yours. By the way, I'll give you some little secrets. In 2013, you might be able to get your hands on a regular 9.7-inch iPad with thinner and lighter design. And of course, one day, sooner or later, you get the iPad mini with Retina display for sure. iPad mini with Retina display. Thanks for watching.